Hi, so when you're doing dimensioning in Chief Architect, there's a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, when you start laying out your plan, we can hit the auto dimension tool right here and add dimensions going around the outside of the plan, and it'll also pick up some of the interior walls. Now, as you're dimensioning, try to continue working around the plan rather than go back and forth all the time. Once you get a little bit more used to the dimensioning, it works really well. So if I click here and I change this number, and I go, 15 feet, see how it moves the wall? Now, let's say I click on this wall right here and I click this number right there. All right, so what's gonna happen here when I change that 12'3" number? So let's say I change it to 15 feet. Okay, watch these icons right here. All right, see those little icons right there? Because right now this is selected, so it's going to move that wall over, okay? If I had this one selected, it would move this wall back over to where it came from, and this number would change, all right? So, and if I had the middle one selected, it's going to move this wall and this wall. So you kind of got to keep an eye on that. So, but you see how I just kind of flashed off there and it moved that wall over. So that's pretty typical that happens with people. So again, you might come here and you might adjust this number to 10 feet, and then you click here and you click on this number right here and adjust it to 16 feet. All right, but look at this icon right here. So it's going to move that top wall up, okay? And that's going to change that 10-foot dimension, and hence it seems like something's being goofy. So watch those icons, okay? So a real easy way to kind of get used to dimensioning right away is just whenever you attach a dimension to something and you move that object, look at the numbers that change, okay? So if you click on the object you want to move and click on the numbers, then you're moving the object instead of like here where I click in front of the dimension. Now again, you get different icons here. So when I click here and click here, see I get a little bit different icon. All right, so this is going to move just that item I've selected. This one here would be like, for example, if I have a box here and and I want to dimension the edge of, I want to move that whole box. Okay, well first of all, if I add a dimension there, real quick I'll show you this. If I add a dimension and I add it to over here, okay, so if I click on this edge of this box and I click on that number and I type 24, oops, let me do that again. I think I clicked the wrong thing. So if I click right here and I click this number and I type 24 and I click OK, see how it moved that edge? Okay, so let's say let's say I have a box that's 24 and I don't want to move the edge, I want to move the whole box. So if I type 36 here, now I have to be sure to click this icon and that will move the whole box instead of just the edge that I've selected. So you got to watch that. See how it moved the edge there? So I'm going to hit undo, click, 36, click on this one, and then click on the screen, and it moves the object. So just be careful where you're clicking and where you're doing your dimensioning, and it should fall into place. So just try not to backtrack because that tends to confuse things. So click on the thing you want to move, change the number you want to change, and that's the best advice I can give you. One more little thing I could mention here is make sure you get these temporary dimensions that you can use, and they work fine. So when you click on this, and if you change that to 8 feet, it'll move that window to 8 feet. I always recommend that you just attach your dimensions to the object so that you always have a dimension in play that you can see, so you always know what it is. So here, if I move this dimension to the side of the window, I can always see that I'm going to move that edge to 7 feet. I'll click on this edge then, and I'll add another dimension here. And I'll click on this edge, and I'll move that to 36. And it moves that edge, not that edge. So there's another little thing about adding dimensions. Anyway, hope that was helpful, and there's a little bit about dimensioning. Thanks.